Good evening. I will now call the regular Town Council meeting of Tuesday, April 19, 2022, to order at 7:02 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. In accordance with Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 20, please note that tonight's meeting is being both audio and video recorded. If anyone else is present recording the meeting, please identify yourselves for the audience. Will the Clerk of Council please take a roll call?
Certainly. Councilor Laflamme. Present. Councilor Griffin.
Here.
Councilor O'Brien.
Here.
Councilor Eager.
Here.
Vice President Clune.
Here.
Councilor Smith.
Present.
Councilor Powers. Councilor DeStefano.
Here.
President Sullivan.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as posted.
Move to approve the agenda as posted.
Second.
Go to a vote.
Councilor Laflamme.
Yes.
Councilor Griffin.
Yes.
Councilor O'Brien.
Yes.
Councilor Eager.
Yes.
Councilor Clune.
Yes.
Councilor Smith.
Yes.
Councilor DeStefano.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to public hearings. We have none. Public comment. If you'd like to speak as part of the public comment, please identify yourself by name and address before beginning your comments. Per Town Council rules, each speaker is limited to 5 minutes, and you cannot speak on a topic that was the subject of a public hearing that has been closed by the council. So anyone who wants to speak on public comment.
James Borelli, 194 Bernie Avenue. We're here, a lot of Vietnam veterans are here because we're upset. There was no Vietnam Veterans Day celebration in West Springfield. And now we hear there's not going to be no Memorial Day parade. That really hurts us too. It's supposed to be a day of remembrance and memorial. We used to go in every single cemetery with our parades, put a wreath down, come out. We went to St. Thomas, the Jewish cemetery, the White Church. We came down here to the Vietnam Memorial. They shot the rifles off. We put a wreath to that. Then we went over to the main one. So not only are you hurting that it felt like we got spit in the face when there was no celebration for Vietnam veterans. A lot of my fellow veterans here can tell you, when we came back, they did spit in our face. And not having a Vietnam Veteran Day in West Springfield was spitting in our face again. And we don't like it, and that's why we're here tonight. And Memorial Day. Memorial Day should be a parade. They say there's no parade now. Like I said, we used to go to every single cemetery and go into the cemetery, pay our respects, put a wreath down. When you're disrespecting people on Memorial Day, it's not just Vietnam veterans. You got 86 that got killed in action from World War II. You got 3 from Korea, 6 from Vietnam, 6 from the Revolutionary War, and 21 from the Civil War. Those all people are getting disrespected because we used to put wreaths over there and those monuments. And we don't think it's right. And I don't know what this new committee that you people formed, but they don't do anything in town for veterans. I started the Veterans Council 21 years ago when I became the VSO. And they used to help me with everything. And we offered our help to the new VSO, and the only thing my wife, she made a map for him for the flagging of St. Thomas. He doesn't get back to people. People call my house. I said, I'm retired. They call my house and saying, I can't get a hold of the VSO. I left them messages. I call. I gave him texts. Even his own friends said they text him. He doesn't get back to them. That's got to stop. And we're, a lot of us were in our 70s and 80s years old here, and we fought for our country. And we don't like to get disrespected again. And the other thing we'd like to bring up too, the State House has just voted to have city and towns vote on illegals voting in your local elections. Illegal means it's against the law. There should be I hope you take that under consideration when you vote for that, because they don't belong voting illegals in West Springfield. And I say my piece. I don't know if anybody else wants to speak.
I'll just say something.
My name is Albert Kallock. I live in Agawam. Right now, I was drafted out of West Springfield. I grew up on Piper Road. And as you all know, coming back, it was a tough time for a lot of us. And for us to have that celebration on the common, for some of us to get together and sort of say, hey, you know, we're still together. We went through a tough time and we're still together. And from what Jimmy was saying, that they're not going to do this anymore. I don't know if I'd go as far as a slap in the face, but it's not right. I think I would categorize it as that. And I don't know if you can do anything, but it would be much appreciated by, there's a good contingent of Vietnam veterans in this town and around. And we missed this past Vietnam veterans. We were talking about it, and I guess I was a little bit disappointed. So I don't know if that's part of your category, bailiwick or whatever, but that's about it. So thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice President,
Yes.
thank you. Can we, through your leadership,
Sure.
Find out, this is the first I've heard of this. I'm sure it's probably the first you've heard of this. Can we just find out who made this decision, how the decision was made, and then we'll somehow make it public as to the reason why?
Sure, I'll do it via President Sullivan and the mayor, the proper channels.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Steve Zielinski, 894 Bernie Avenue. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm proud of being a Vietnam veteran. I just want to say, because a lot of this, what Jim said, is very factual. I came back 52 years ago. Seems like yesterday. A lot of us have physical problems, mental problems. What scares me is the fact that Vietnam Veterans Day is a holiday that was presented to us by Obama and President Trump as a federal holiday now. And yet this town, okay, took the opportunity to say, there is no Veterans Day memorial. And that really hurt. When I came back from Vietnam, as Jim said, we were all not welcome. I took my uniform off as fast as I could, believe it or not, before I got out of the airport, okay, because I was so embarrassed to be a soldier in the United States Army. And then I joined the VFW because my dad was a World War II veteran in South Hadley. And then we were chastised as Vietnam veterans because we were all baby killers and our war wasn't their war. So for 30 years, I denied being a Vietnam veteran, and finally came to this town and moved back to town in 2008. And then I joined the Veterans Council. And wow, I was being honored again. And now the town took it away. So I hope that you guys do something to bring it back again.
Thank you.
Totally unprepared, because I just walked in, obviously, so I'm not sure what transpired. But my name is Mitch Salomon. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I have the pleasure of living next door to this guy, so he just never lets me out of his sight. But anyway, everybody's visibly upset, and I don't blame them, because I'm the same way too. I mean, we all paid our dues. We're all here. The nicest part about it is we're here. As far as the recognition that we had received or did not receive coming back from Nam 50 some odd years ago, it hurt. It hurt us. I look at my peers and, out of all the boys I graduated with from high school and college and everything, I seem to be the one that was the luck of the draw. But anyway, did my duty, made the best of it. And if there are acknowledgement or recognition that we all deserve. I don't like to see it taken away. We live in this town, we contribute to this town. So I'm all in favor of reinstating, if that is a done deal, you know, the parade, the recognition and everything that the town has to offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment?
Through the chair, could I just ask a
Sure.
question through the vice president? If there's a way we could get all of your names so that we could make sure we get back to you with an answer about some of the concerns you brought up, because as Councilor Griffin said, a lot of this is news, I think, to everybody here, that things have been canceled and, you know, haven't happened. And there may be some information the mayor can provide. We just want to make sure we're able to share it with you, and we can share it through the president or vice president, but it'd be helpful if we could get the names so we can get back to each one of you, so you know we followed up.
Councilor O'Brien?
I just, I'm curious, is there a specific date that was used for the Vietnam?
March 29th.
And why is that significant, March 20?
The last troops left in 1973 out of Vietnam.
That was the last U.S. troops were March 29th?
The major troops, yeah. We actually didn't get out of Vietnam in May of 75, but that was actually when the major troops left in 73.
And there was a specific ceremony. Was that when the memorial was dedicated on that date as well, when it was first unveiled? And then that was used thereafter?
Tom Coffey's the one that got the monument, he's not here, but he was supposed to be here tonight, but I don't know. That I don't know. I'm not
So there used to be a Vietnam Veterans Remembrance Day as well as Memorial Day.
Right,
It was two separate.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, it is two separate days. But like I said, when you, when you speak up about Vietnam Veterans Day, that's one thing, and that's March 29th. When you speak about Memorial Day, it's for all veterans. It's not just for Vietnam veterans. We've lost 6 in West Springfield over here, possibly 7. We lost friends over there, some of us. I lost 84 buddies in one shot. So it's really, I don't know,
But I'm curious, who was in charge of coordinating these two events?
me,
The veterans agent.
right.
And-
2013, I retired, yeah.
Is the current veterans agent is not doing that? And is there an explanation for why?
All I called the mayor's office and he says he's on leave. That's all he told me. He's on leave. But they formed a new committee that don't do anything. I mean, you guys approved that committee.
Well, I'm looking for a starting point for
Right.
us
But
to.
that's what I'm saying. You guys approved the new veterans committee that don't do anything. And the veteran
We
council.
didn't approve them to not do anything.
Well, I understand that.
record.
See, I explained to you something, Danny. In 2001, when I took over, there was no veteran council here for support or anything. So I went up to Mayor Gibson, I said, I want to form a veterans council in West Springfield. He said, fine, but you're not going to be part of the town government. You have to raise your own funds, be a nonprofit. So for 21 years, we've done that. But I don't know what to tell you, but it's not happening anymore. And, you know, I have a lot of veterans that join the Veterans Council. This new committee could be part of the Veterans Council. It seems like there's 2 different groups there. A Veterans Council, a Veterans Committee that you people have approved of. But they don't do anything. The Veterans Council does everything. Who does the Veterans Breakfast? The Veterans Council. We used to help the VSO do the parades and everything. So, to me, you don't need 2 committees. This other committee, they do nothings. The Veteran Council does things. For the town end, they sponsor teams in West Springfield.
Does the Veterans Council still exist?
Yes,
It does.
yeah,
And there's also a Veterans
committee
Committee.
that they just formed.
So they're at odds then. You're not coordinating anything. You do your thing, they do
You
theirs.
don't need a committee if you got the Veterans Council, because it's all different. You got Marines, you got Army, you got Air Force, females, you know, it's all one committee, the
Yeah.
Veterans Council is.
We have a place to start now to
Right.
find out. That's what I'm trying trying to get to is we need to know where to start to solve this.
Right, I think Counselor O'Brien and Counselor Stefano made good points. We have a starting point, and we can get back to everybody and see where we're at. But again, this is, if I can't speak for the whole council, but it's fairly new to all of us. So, thank you.
That's why we need to know exactly where we are. So we
Yep.
can keep you in the loop.
Yep,
We're a nonprofit organization, the Veterans Council. We've been in existence for 21 years, so,
all right. Thank you.
thank you.
Anywhere else for public comment?
Yeah, my name's Rich Brigatti. I am not a Vietnam veteran. I served from 65 through 68. And these guys, you should honor them because they went through hell. And you're talking about the Veterans Committee and everything, and you got a sign outside that says Purple Heart Town. Should keep it up with these guys. These guys served. They did their time. I did my time, but not in Annam. So I think they should really do something with these veterans. I mean, it's a sad case. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Roberta, or? No one else for public comment? All right, moving on. Approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the regular minutes of April 4th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
I'm sorry, are we still in public speak out?
We were,
Or did we just go by that? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
we did. You can come on up and.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Thank you. Roberta Page, and I'm representing It's West Springfield, which is the nonprofit organization here in town. And as some of you may know, that the Morgan horse breed, the world-renowned Morgan horse breed, actually began here in West Springfield. And it was as a result of Figure, which was the name of the colt that actually was sired here in 1789. And so what It's West Springfield is looking to do is to have a huge project, probably running anywhere from $300,000 and up, to bring the colt back to West Springfield via a full-sized statue, which we hope to have located somewhere in the Central Business District or on a town green somewhere. We've started the program. We have met with a variety of folks, including the mayor, including our soon-to-be, I guess, our counselor, you're all counselors, our state representative, our state senator, actually 2 state senators that we have right now, as you all know, and also have met with the Community Preservation Act Committee. We've met with just a whole slew of folks to see how we might be able to get this statue done. As some of you may or may not know, actually, we are listed in the Massachusetts Facts, a review of the history, government, and symbols of the Commonwealth, and under the state horse or horse emblem. And it discusses Figure, West Springfield, 1789. And so this is known worldwide. We have sent out an email to a lot of Morgan horse associations, organizations, clubs, societies. They are all saying, well, it's about time. We have you listed on our website, so we ought to have something here in West Springfield to recognize that Figure started this whole thing that now is worldwide. We've heard from New Zealand, we've heard from Australia, we've heard from Canada. There are innumerable associations, and then there are Morgan horse, specifically Morgan horse trainers, Morgan horse breeders, Morgan horse farms. It just goes on. And actually, we're going to be doing a Zoom meeting with the American Morgan Horse Association the first week of May, I'm sorry. And they have 6,000 members. They're all excited about this. We really should have something about Figure since we are actually in this book about Massachusetts. And West Springfield is noted, Figure is noted, 1789 is noted. Since we're going to be having our 250th celebration of our town in a couple of years, this would tie in beautifully with getting this statue, full-sized Morgenhorst statue, that would be up on some sort of a granite or some sort of a platform. We're designing it now with a world-renowned sculptor, actually from eastern Massachusetts now. And we hope to have it completed so that we can have a dedication in tying in with that whole 250th. It would be great. I have an intern that's working with It's West Springfield right now, and he's designing some of the promotional pieces that we have that are going out. And I'm going to leave this with you all to maybe send it along. I could email it to you all as well. But basically, we're calling it It's West Springfield Presents, and it's called Figures Homecoming, The Colt Returns. And we have 1789 to 2024, and it will return with your help. So we are doing a fundraising situation. We are reaching out to all the Morgenhorst associations. They are all excited about this, and we're looking for input from the town as well. So we've made presentations to a variety of different entities here in town, and hopefully we'll get some seed money as well, and then we will be able to bring this project to fruition during that 2024 celebration. So I'll leave this with you all if I can maybe start it over here and
That's
have
fine.
it go that way.
Yes, thank you.
And you'll be hearing about it.
All right, thank you.
I can start it over here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Griffin, we already moved and seconded the minutes. We just go, any discussion on the minutes? Go to a roll call vote.
Counselor DeStefano.
Yes.
Counselor Smith.
Yes.
Counselor Clune.
Abstain, absent.
Counselor Eager.
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien.
Abstain, absent.
Counselor Griffin.
Yes.
Counselor Laflamme.
Yes.
5 yeas, 2 abstentions.
All right, moving on, there's no student representative. Any petitions, remonstrances, or communications? Seeing none?
Vice President Clune.
Yes.
I guess this is the point where we bring up any budget subcommittee or any subcommittee information, I believe, so.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm just going to touch on the fact that the Budget Subcommittee met this evening to discuss a couple of topics, one of them being an action that we'll be taking some business on shortly, the eminent domain takings of permanent and temporary construction easements, and the Budget Subcommittee voted unanimously affirmative on that piece. And we also talked briefly about the subcommittee's work with looking to put out a solicitation for a new budget analyst for the council. So that's something we'll be exploring going forward.
Okay.
That's all.
Thank you. Any other chair people want to speak?
Yeah,
Councilor Flam?
thank you. The Ordinance and Policy Subcommittee met tonight. We voted on 2 issues. One, the establishment of a municipal light plant, which was unanimously approved 2-0. And then we also voted on the special legislation authorizing 7 additional all alcohol licenses for the town. That would go to a home rule petition to be approved by the state legislature. That was also approved 2-0 in the Ordinance and Policy Subcommittee meeting tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Flam. Any other chairs wish to speak? Moving on to Councilor DeStefano.
I move that it be ordered that the town council, acting pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 43, Section 30, and Chapter 79, upon the request of the Department of Public Works, hereby takes by eminent domain for municipal purposes in the name and on behalf of the said town of West Springfield, permanent easements, highway sign easements, public utility easements, water main easements, and temporary construction easements as described in an order of taking and shown on a plan entitled Alteration Plan Memorial Avenue, Route 147, West Springfield, Massachusetts, for all municipal purposes, including but not limited to obtaining the necessary rights-of-way for the construction and maintenance of improvements to land abutting the Memorial Avenue Route 147 project, including construction of sidewalks and driveways, parking areas, box widening, utilities and associated apparatuses, fence relocation, tree planting and grading, and appropriation of money has been duly made for this purpose. Such permanent public utility and temporary easements are taken together with all rights therein, both legal and equitable, including all privileges, appurtenances, restrictions, conditions, and all estates and rights of reverter, together with all trees and all structures upon said land and improvements, but excluding commercial signs affixed to said land, excepting easements, rights, and interests specifically reserved in the order of taking.
Seconded by Counselor Griffin. Any discussion on this matter?
As said, the subcommittee met tonight on this, and we voted 3-0 to approve.
Thank you. Thank you, Counselor. Any other discussion? We go to a vote.
Counselor Laflamme?
Yes.
Counselor Griffin?
Yes.
Counselor O'Brien?
Yes.
Counselor Eager?
Yes.
Counselor Clune?
Yes.
Counselor Smith?
Yes.
Counselor DeStefano?
Yes.
Vice President Kuhn.
Yeah. If there's no objection, I will have I will waive the formal reading and refer the Community Preservation Committee recommendation to appropriate $4,615 for signage for the Pole property to the Budget Subcommittee. This will be scheduled for discussion and vote on May 2nd, 2022.
Perfect.
All right, and if with no other business to come before the council, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
I think we missed the communication reminder.
No, we did. We did that.
Did you want to?
No, we just did the committees.
No, I did petitions for nonsense. If you want to, that's fine.
Do you need
Yeah.
anything? Do you
What?
need to say anything?
Yeah, so I just got communication regarding the senior center. I've been told and checked up and verified this. We are using an outside contractor for the mail services. When I inquired about that, it was regarding kitchen staff and maintenance of the kitchen. Now, we all know we're all going to have the safest food possible, but it brings a question. How much is this costing the town? And is there something we could do to correct this? That's all.
Got it.
Thank you. Again, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd move to adjourn, Mr. Vice President.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.